So my name is Suzie. I come from a Hispanic/white background. I'm an immigrant to the United States, and I think a lot about how I approach families has to do with that. In addition to that, I'm also a therapist. I'm very used to managing different cultures and different languages. I'm Spanish speaking as well, and so I'm familiar with the experience of having family members that might not have the same culture background or might have different perspectives on birth than the birth mom has. So balancing those desires and making sure that mom feels empowered and able to speak about her wishes and desires is a part of my focus. My greatest joy about being a doula is getting to have the privilege of being a part of such a vulnerable event. Research shows that these are some of the memories that people remember for the rest of their lives as the birth of their children. That's such a vulnerable space to be a part of and to get to witness it that when I had my second birth, I was like, I cannot wait to be a part of this space, and I cannot be the one birthing every time because I'm just so in awe of the transformation that happens from, baby coming into the world and like seeing those first glimpses between the parents and their child is just absolutely amazing. Like with life, a lot of times birth is really unpredictable. Birth can go all kinds of ways, and I think that it's incredibly important to be prepared for that. So what does that look like? What do your birth preferences look like? And how comfortable are you with change? How comfortable are you with adjusting or being flexible? And I think a good balance to that is having someone who has learned what your birth preferences are and can kind of help to advocate for those things when stress is a major component in that experience. And also bring calmness into the room when we have to deviate from those things and really make sure that those wishes are fulfilled. I think the most beautiful thing I've gotten to experience during birth is when I feel like the third wheel. It is absolutely amazing to see partners or dads or birth partners to be able to step into a very active role, whatever that looks like that might be them speaking to mom, that might be them holding mom's hand. But when I feel like I'm an extra, it is amazing because that means that I've helped to educate dad or help birth partner feel like they are an essential role. And I always tell dads that I'm like, you're going through this too. It's a very different experience, right? You're not birthing the baby, but you form such a critical role in that room and you hold so much space. And in a lot of ways, you end up becoming mom's voice, especially to the medical team. And you know mom best. And so I want to make sure that they feel empowered and capable of being able to speak. Childbirth education was one of the things that I believe made the most amount of difference in my own experience. Being more educated about all the things that can happen, being empowered and feeling like I have a sense of what is happening instead of having things happen to me, right? Having mom be, not have to worry about what does this mean? What does that mean? Like having the opportunity to not have to make last minute decisions or be worried about, I have no idea what this looks like. And so childbirth education, I think, helps to ease some of those unknowns and remove them as factors. And that way you can picture yourself not just in your your birth plans version of birth, but also, okay, what if this happens? How can I calm myself and my possible anxiety that might come up from change? So the answer to when I join you in labor depends on when you want me to join you in labor. A huge part of the prenatal process is to empower you to go through labor in a way that is confident. And so as soon as you will know best when you want me there. Sometimes we say that window looks like active labor. Okay, when does it feel like you are needing more support? When does it feel like you really need that second person there? When does it feel like, our stressors are getting to us, we don't know what's happening or anything like that? When do you desire to have me there? In most cases, it ends up being active labor. How long I stay after birth differs depending on the family. On average, it's around about 2 hours. However, it's really until mom and dad and baby are settled and they feel like, hey, we've got this, we feel comfortable. There's a very obvious feeling in the room of we are here to bond as a family, and we feel like the calm has set in and we feel comfortable and have a clear sense of what it looks like going forward. So let's say that I'm supporting a client that ends up needing a C-section, whether it be planned or whether it be more emergent of a C-section. I think that a huge component of that is being able to see what our options are in the rooms. Different hospitals can be accommodating to having what they call gentle belly births, right? Shifting our perspective and our focus on how we view cesareans, and then being helpful tools in navigating certain circumstances that come outside of the realm of a vaginal birth, right? Sometimes we need them. And so what can we do to make you feel at ease with that procedure? That might look like having music in the room. That might look like having the presence, right? Like our doula presence in there and making you feel more at ease. That might look like having a clear drape. There are all kinds of things that can happen during a cesarean that we can help you advocate for.